Ford spends $2 billion annually on advertising. GM spends $3 billion. Tesla spends $0. Not cutting back, literally $0 on TV, billboards, radio, or digital ads. Yet Tesla became the best-selling electric vehicle globally and reshaped the entire automotive industry. This isn't about being cheap. It's about making traditional advertising obsolete. While competitors fight for Super Bowl slots and highway billboard space, Tesla built a system where paid media became unnecessary. The strategy replaced ad budgets with product virality and turned customers into a distributed sales force. The question isn't why Tesla doesn't advertise. It's how they engineered a growth model where advertising became irrelevant. The product as marketing engine Tesla designed viral features directly into the product. Not as gimmicks, but as shareable moments that turned every owner into a content creator. Ludicrous Mode wasn't just acceleration. It was a demo that generated thousands of YouTube reaction videos. Every test drive became free advertising because the experience was worth filming. The genius was making features that solved real problems while generating media coverage. Dog Mode keeps pets comfortable in parked cars and displays the interior temperature on the screen so passers-by don't panic. It's practical, shareable, and generated millions in free press. Sentry Mode uses the car's cameras to catch vandals and thieves. Owners post the footage online, and Tesla gets both product validation and viral distribution. Every software update became a product launch event. Traditional automakers release new features once a year with a new model. Tesla pushes over-the-air updates that add functionality to cars you already own. Your car gets better while you sleep. That creates continuous news cycles without paid promotion. Tech journalists cover each update like an iPhone release. Owners share their excitement on social media. The product markets itself through constant improvement. The referral program turned customers into a distributed sales force. Early adopters got free supercharging credits for successful referrals. Top referrers won free roadsters or invitations to exclusive factory events. This wasn't just incentivizing word of mouth. It was creating financial and social rewards for evangelism. Customers had skin in the game. Their status in the Tesla community depended on bringing others into the ecosystem. The Supercharger network became both infrastructure and advertising. Every highway rest stop with Tesla chargers is a visible proof point of the ecosystem. Competitors advertise their charging partnerships. Tesla built physical monuments to their network that drivers see every day. It's the equivalent of having a billboard at every major travel corridor, except it's functional infrastructure that also happens to be free marketing. The waiting list strategy borrowed from Apple's playbook. Scarcity creates demand, and demand creates media coverage. When you have to wait 6 months for a Model 3, that's not a supply chain problem. It's a psychological trigger. The wait builds anticipation. It signals exclusivity. It turns a car purchase into joining a movement rather than buying a commodity. Tesla didn't just build a better electric car. They built a car that generates its own marketing through user-generated content, organic sharing, and continuous product evolution. Competitors advertise features. Tesla built features that advertise themselves. Every fart mode demo, every Sentry mode capture, every ludicrous mode reaction video is a high-conversion product demonstration that cost Tesla $0 to produce. The product became the primary distribution channel. When your customers are creating content, sharing experiences, and referring friends without prompting, you've replaced paid advertising with something more powerful: authentic advocacy at scale. Traditional automakers spend billions trying to convince people their cars are worth buying. Tesla built cars that convince people on their own. The CEO as media platform strategy. Elon Musk's personal brand became Tesla's primary distribution channel. Over 200 million followers across platforms means every tweet, product tease, or bold claim reaches an audience larger than the Super Bowl without spending $1 on media buys. Traditional automakers rely on PR departments that sanitize messaging through 3 layers of approval. Musk's unfiltered approach creates constant conversation because authenticity, or at least the appearance of it, beats corporate polish in the attention economy. The strategy is high risk but high reward. controversy keeps Tesla in the news cycle without paying for placement. When Musk smokes weed on a podcast, it generates more media coverage than Ford's entire quarterly ad spend. When he tweets about taking Tesla private, the stock moves, and every financial outlet covers it for free. The line between personal brand and corporate brand disappeared entirely, which most companies would consider a liability. Tesla calculated that attention outweighs backlash. Musk live-streamed product launches, turning them into cultural events rather than corporate presentations. The Cybertruck reveal went viral not despite the broken window, but because of it. A perfect presentation would have been forgettable. The failure became the story. Millions watched the live stream. Millions more watched the clips. The truck got more media coverage from a cracked window than any competitor's flawless launch event. Imperfection became authenticity, and authenticity became distribution. Tesla's brand positioning as a mission-driven company gave customers an identity to adopt. You're not just buying a car, you're accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy. That's a narrative worth sharing. It transforms a purchase decision into a value statement. Buyers become advocates because they're not defending a product. They're defending their identity. That emotional investment is far stickier than brand loyalty based on features or price. The model works because it's unreplicable by competitors. Ford's CEO can't tweet controversial takes without board approval. GM's leadership is bound by investor relations protocols and legal review processes. Toyota's executives operate in a culture where corporate reputation management trumps individual personality. Musk operates without those constraints, which gives Tesla a structural advantage in earned media that traditional automakers can't match even if they wanted to. The risk is obvious. When the CEO is the brand, any personal controversy affects the company. Musk's political statements, public feuds, and erratic behavior have cost Tesla customers and brand goodwill. But the calculation remains the same. The attention generated by being constantly in the conversation outweighs the cost of alienating some segment of the market. Tesla doesn't need everyone. They need enough people who are deeply invested in the mission and the personality driving it. This isn't sustainable for every company. Most businesses can't afford to tie their brand equity to one person's Twitter feed. But the underlying principle is universal. Owned media beats paid media when you can generate genuine attention at scale. Tesla proved that in a saturated media landscape where consumers ignore traditional advertising, the brands that win are the ones that create their own media channels through product virality and personality-driven distribution. Conclusion: the attention arbitrage Tesla proved that earned attention beats paid advertising when you engineer the right system. The lesson isn't stop advertising, it's build a product and brand that generate their own momentum. Most companies can't rely on a celebrity CEO, but they can engineer shareable product features and incentivize customer advocacy. The brands winning today turned their customers into their marketing department. What's your take on the zero ad model? Sustainable strategy or Elon-specific outlier? Drop it in the comments. Subscribe for more breakdowns on what actually works in modern growth strategy.